I just got out of a amazing coaching session with Brad, who came to me. He was struggling with financial blocks. Now, what do I mean by financial blocks? Well, he was trying to gain traction in his life and business because he's an awesome father, he's a provider for his family, but all of these unforeseen obstacles kept coming in. You get bills for $500 here. He said he got like a bill from his electric company or gas company. It says, we've been not billing you correctly. So here's an $8,000 for back pay or like a $10,000 bill, just all these things they couldn't gain traction. And I quickly learned he wanted to learn do hypnotherapy with me, but he quickly learned that there was a family curse that we're working with. Now, family curses are things that if you in your life, you're trying to gain traction, you're trying to get ahead, whether it's with your weight, whether it's financially, whether it's relationships, and all these things either seem to maybe not self-sabotage, but like unforeseen obstacles come up and you can't gain traction. It's like getting tripped over and over and over again. Well, chances are it comes from somebody in your ancestral lineage wronged somebody else and then they got cursed. And every curse that happens to you or your family member, it goes indefinitely until we can team up with the divine, go to the root cause, set that relationship right, and literally you and everybody else in your family can be healed, released, and cleared. So this is an amazing session. I want you to watch it to its entirety and be open for things to be released or removed from you. And you're going to watch how I used conversational hypnotherapy and heart-centered neurolinguistic psychology. If you're interested in receiving one-on-one coaching, definitely reach out to us. If you're looking to receive this type of training for you to want to understand how you work, become the best version of yourself, become the man or the woman you were born to be, definitely reach out. And if you want to learn how to do this to help other people, which I would light my heart up 1,000 times, then reach out to us too. But let's get into the video and let's see what kind of golden nuggets come up for you.
Hello,
Howdy, Brad.
how are you?
Doing pretty good. How about you today?
Good. Oh, I'm good. I'm alive and it's sunny out. We're good.
What's the temperature today?
It just hit. It's gonna be about 20 degrees here today.
Is that Celsius or
We're
Fahrenheit?
Celsius here.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's nice. Yeah, nice and sunny for once. It's been raining for the last like week and a half.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And where again? You're in Canada?
In Ottawa. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't traveled too much to Canada. I mean, I played hockey in Minnesota growing up, and we every year do like an exchange program with Winnipeg
Yeah.
up
No,
there.
nice. Oh,
Uh,
Winnipeg.
yeah,
That's that's a different place. Yeah.
yeah, it was different. It was kind of similar to like Duluth, Minnesota. It was just
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Where are you out of? Like, where do you live?
Right now, East Texas. We're a couple hours north of Houston.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I'm just gonna swallow some supplements really quick.
Do whatever you gotta do. Yeah.
But how's everything been since we last spoke?
It's funny. Uh, so anytime I've tried to start like healing stuff or change stuff or anything, when I put that intention out, that's when things ramp up and they get like, harder. So 2 days after I talked to you, I was already getting hammered by stuff before. And it's cranked up so much. I'm hoping this is the breakdown before the the breakthrough. Because
Yeah,
it's at the point where knock on wood, I don't know when it could get much worse or if it could, but yeah, the surprise stuff keeps happening. Like I'm just getting random crazy bills out of nowhere. Like I got an energy bill the other day for our gas for $4,000 because they said they've made a mistake for the last year and a half on our bill. It's like what? Yeah. Like just stuff like that,
whoa.
like just crazy stuff, and then stupid little stuff. But now so we rent a house and we own a property about an hour away, a rental property, and my mom lives there. But now the whole thing, like we're supposed to be refinancing the mortgage now. We're going to take a couple $100,000 out of it to do other projects and get started, get everything going. And now they've just said, oh, we might pull the plug on it. We don't want to refinance the house. The mortgage company's like, maybe we don't want to renew. And I don't know what you guys have had there, but here in Ontario, we've had a huge market crash in the last like 8 months.
Whoa.
And so now, like literally within a week, I went from thinking I'm going to have an extra couple $100,000 to we might have to sell the house. And
Wow.
yeah, and I have to tell my mom that on Monday, and she lives there. So it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's all just happening in the last like it yeah. So just when I think things are like okay, we're getting there, um, I just keep getting hammered and hammered and hammered. So I can deal with it a lot better than I used to, that's for sure. But my nervous system just feels like there's great days and then there's days that are just like what the hell's going on and yeah. So I'm still in good mood. I'm still happy. I'm still, but I'm just, yeah, there's a lot going on. It just doesn't seem to want to go away.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that with me. So, what I found working with as many people as I have over the 28 years, and there's something called like a deeper spiritual lesson. So, if there's something
Mhm.
that happens in life, everything that happens was meant to happen because it happens. And
Yeah.
doesn't happen wasn't meant to happen because it didn't happen. So, if something's happening, it's meant to for some sort of the learning, but the learning is at
Hmm.
a deeper level than we normally operate from. So, we have to go deeper
Gotcha.
in ourselves.
That makes sense. Yeah.
How long do you feel like this lesson has been happening for you in your life?
This particular one or overall?
Yes.
Yeah. So this particular one, it's been a few years that it's progressed. Like the last, I would say last 2 years, it's gotten like it just keeps going up and up and up. And no matter the more I try and heal it, or the more I try and like I said, I did hypnotherapy before, and it helps so many things. But this one particular thing is just the thing that just will not stop. Um, and like I'm not gonna lie, I think it was like 9 months ago. I laid in bed one night and I just went, "I'm done. That's enough. Like I can't. It's God, whoever's there. Like let me go to sleep and not wake up. I can't do this anymore. Like it was at the point where I was waking up and there'd be emails like, "Oh, by the way, do you remember 8 years ago you owed somebody $8,000? We want that right now." And it just kept going and going. I went to pay something for. I have a $10,000 line of credit at the bank, which I've had for years, and I just went to pay some bills with it. And they're like, "Oh no, we shut that down. You haven't used it in 3 months." I'm like, "What?" And I just paid it off 3 months before, and like so, it just nonstop. And I literally just went, "Just let me go to sleep and forget it. Just that's enough." And yeah, and then the anxiety started going away and I felt like I can deal with this stuff. Like I know I can, and I know the only way to get to the other side is to get through it. But it's when there's just no relenting, and I grew up that way as well. Like there just hasn't been a lot of money in the family ever, but I've done really well before, and then when I did really well, it was like take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away. It's gone before I can even you know do anything about it, and that's been forever. And but yeah, this last couple of years, it has been to the point where it's not a couple $1,000s anymore. Like now it's you know, $500,000 house that I have to get rid of. And it's just like I'm worried about selling it because the money that comes in, I'm now terrified that when that goes in the bank account, somebody's gonna call and go, "Do you remember you owe me $200,000?" You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, and it's been that forever. And then when I think I've gotten over it or I think I've cleared something, it just seems to go higher. The amounts go higher or something, or somebody's getting a hold of me and doing this. Um, and yeah, I was talking to my mom about it the other day, not the house, but because we've all grown up like this, and we kind of talked about it. Said she goes, the only time in our family anybody's ever had a lot of money has come from tragedy or death. And I was like, oh, and we thought about it. My mom was in a motorcycle accident when I was a kid and almost died. She got hit by a drunk driver, and she got $500,000, and it was gone in like 6, 7 months. My aunt fell down the stairs 9 years ago at a friend's house, instantly became a quadriplegic fell falling down the stairs. It was
Oh,
brutal. And she was alive for about 5 more years and she got $1 million settlement. And she told me one day, she's like, I finally get to be rich and all I had to do was give up my entire life. And then she died.
oh,
Yeah. My grandparents were very wealthy. They moved to Tennessee, had this huge real estate business. And about 15 years ago, my grandmother's business partner stole everything and disappeared. And 2 months later, she's super healthy. She just couldn't take it. And she literally, she just died. She had a heart attack and died. And so that's all I've ever known is we get money by something and somebody's there to snatch it instantly, or some kind of you know crazy situation happens and it's taken away. So no matter how much I've tried to clear it, I just don't know how to get over that stuff. And
So
yeah,
this is, I think, there's nothing you can do personally to clear it
okay,
because it's a family curse.
okay, I've heard that before. Yeah,
So people have like there's people have problems that are like at the thought level, meaning like metaphor, you're playing baseball.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit it, I'm not gonna hit it, I'm not gonna hit it. Well, yes, you're not gonna hit it if you focus on
Yeah.
it. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit it, I'm gonna hit it, focus on the ball. Okay, you hit it. So
Yeah.
some problems can be changed at the thought level.
Yeah.
If it can't, we got to go deeper. The next level of
Okay.
depth is like the belief level.
Okay.
And so sometimes it's changing the beliefs. Beliefs take a little bit more than thoughts. So the metaphor I give it is like this. It's like a thought is like a house.
Okay.
A belief is like a city. A value, which is the next level deal, is like a state or a province.
Okay.
An identity is like a country.
Mm-hmm.
And the paradigm, which is the whole mental operating system, is like the planet.
Okay.
So there's thought level, belief level, value level, identity level, or paradigm. So
Okay.
these are just exponentially deeper. The paradigm is the biggest level, and the paradigm is basically what you've been thinking about the majority of the time that becomes habits. That's just the mental operating system.
Yeah.
But Earth, like as far as we are from the sun, is like what they tell us in science. We can have oxygen, we can have whatever, but like Mars is different because of the locations. You can't grow as much there. So
Yeah.
essentially, a person's thoughts, beliefs, values, paradigm, or value paradigm can't change if it's like at a certain proximity from the sun, so to speak.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That like that'd be like a metaphor of a curse. Now,
Okay.
what is a curse? Curses are in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual world.
Mm-hmm.
And curses come from basically somebody in your ancestral lineage wronged somebody else, and then there's a curse. I don't want to get too technical with it because it's like there's a science of all
Okay.
that. They're the opposite. But like basically somebody in your ancestral lineage wronged somebody, and then somebody cursed them, and it's gonna with curses they go indefinitely, meaning like for the basically for the through the ancestral lineage through the rest of space and time unless
Mm-hmm.
it becomes corrected or set right, which is
Okay.
what we're going to do today.
Nah, I'm good. It's so much fun. So, can I tell you a really weird, very strange thing happened the other day? Maybe like 4 days ago, I dropped my dog off at my mom's house, with my wife, and my mom called us in the bedroom and said, "Hey, I got something for you." Uh, she has my grandmother's wedding ring and her engagement ring, and my great grandmother's wedding ring and engagement ring that she's just given to me and my wife. My wife has always wanted them, but it's very strange because my mom would hold on, like that's her. The fact that she would give that up right now was a big surprise. I was like, oh, that's amazing. And she said, oh, I found some old pictures too. Do you want to take a look? I said, oh yeah, sure. And they're old black and whites from like the 50s. And I was sitting there and my heart dropped out of my chest. And my wife's like, what's wrong with you? And I almost started sweating. And my mom's like, what's up? When I did a couple of years ago the hypnosis, I fixed a lot of things between my grandfather and his father because it was very bad. But there was always a gentleman in a brown suit with a hat on, and I had no clue who, and he was in almost everything we did. And she's like, "You'll figure out who it is one day." She's like, "He's just too far away. We can't." I couldn't see who it was, but I could see him. And my mom showed me that picture the other day. It's my grandmother's dad, and I just froze. But it was at the time that she was giving us the rings. I then saw his picture, and the night before, I had a dream that we were at my mom's funeral. I didn't tell her that. And her best friend who passed away years ago was with me. He said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything." And as I was thinking that, my mom opened her door. She's like, "Oh, and here's the necklace that my best friend bought me like 25 years ago before he died." And
Wow.
I just went, "I gotta go." And I went outside. I grabbed a beer. My wife's like, "Are you okay?" And I told her everything. She's like, "What the?" I'm like, "We need to drop the dog off, and I need to go home." I'm like, "This is, I'm overstimulated right now. I need to step out of this situation." So, um, as far as I know, my grandmother's side of the family it was very wealthy and they were very great people. My grandfather's side, it's the typical story. My grandfather was a road worker. My grandma was at her farm next door riding horses, all rich,
Mm.
and they met each other and fell in love. So his family has always been poor, horrible people in his family. He has nine brothers and sisters who are all just rancid, horrible people. They're all passed away now. Thank God. But his whole family was. If there's something, my guess is it's from that side. Um, I can't be 100%, but yeah, all that little stuff just happened in a 5 minute span where I was standing in her bedroom the other day. So
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
it's crazy stuff happens to me all the time, and my wife will listen to it, and sometimes she is like, "Cool," other times she's like, "I don't even know what you're talking about." So she doesn't bother, but it's nice to be able to tell somebody because I don't have anybody to tell crazy
yeah,
things that happen to me too, right? So, but yeah, so that was just the last few days.
that's awesome that you shared that
Yeah,
with me. Very
yeah.
pertinent. Do you feel like the guy in the brown, is it brown suit, brown hat? What was it?
Brown suit, brown hat, yeah, like the old 1950s, yeah. And as soon as I saw the picture, I knew exactly who it was.
Do you feel in your heart, just yes or
Yeah.
no, first answer, do you feel like that's where the curse started with him or was it before?
I don't feel it's a bad thing with him at all. I didn't feel any negative. My grandfather's dad, when I first saw him, I've never met him. I've never seen a picture of him, and I explained what he looked like. And there was a dark, shadowy figure behind him for a long time till we figured all that kind of stuff out. But that other person, I just happened to see him, and he's always been there. I think it feels more like a protective
Helper,
family
yeah.
thing. I had as soon as I saw the picture, it didn't scare me. It just threw me off.
Got
Um,
it.
yeah, so no, I didn't have any bad feelings of it, anything like that.
So give me Brad, the first number that comes to your unconscious mind is how many generations back did this curse get started? First
Three,
number.
three.
Okay. And then ask your unconscious mind how to explain this? The your unconscious mind knows all of our unconscious minds are connected. Our unconscious mind is basically kind of like internet. Like
Okay.
we can connect into it and we can get a deeper rapport with ourselves. We can actually connect with our ancestors. It's
Hmm.
amazing what we can do. So it knew three, and we're going to keep going down that line of information. And so let's just imagine or presuppose like that picture of what needs to be seen is really, really far away, but just start to like bring it closer. And again, we're only bringing it closer to be able to clear, heal, release, upgrade it. And you're
Hmm.
completely surrounded and protected with all the resources that you need and have.
Okay.
So we're just bringing in closer so you can see it. The thing that needs to
Okay.
be cleared, healed, released, upgraded. And what do you see? What situation, what person, what's happening?
It feels like a. It feels like some kind of.
Without any filters.
It feels it's a male. It's definitely a male. It feels like a business deal, as in like a. Feels like some kind of. Wow. Like he's promised somebody invest, give me that money, and because I'm gonna is it like farming or something? He's gonna crops and don't worry, you invest with this, and then I can take care of all this. But he had the full intention that he knew he couldn't do it, but he was trying to take care of his family. So he felt desperate that he had to do it, and he knew there was going to be a consequence and a problem, but he had to do it.
And that's kind of like,
I've also been through that situation in my life 2 or 3 times on a loop myself when I was younger. So that feels like I've done the
familiar.
same thing. Not on
Yeah,
you tell in your mind, well, I'm obviously doing it for the right reason, but you know there's probably going to be a consequence and something's going to happen, and that's exactly the loop I go through, and I feel that's yeah.
so three generations ago, ancestors in a rough spot, borrowed money for something else, kind of bait and switch, but really did it with the tension to help the family, but didn't have a high level of wealth consciousness to be able to like, or integrity, I'm gonna pay you back or no matter what.
I feel it was here they thought they could do it, but they knew there was a high chance they couldn't, and they were willing to do that because it was going to temporarily take care of our family situation.
Got it. Okay.
A desperate situation. Maybe I don't know if it's like it feels like a losing a farm or house or something. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel it was somebody they screwed over that was close. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. That that's yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. So then the person that they got screwed over, like cursed them. It's like, Like you're not giving me this, like kind of
Just like you gave him like the bad juju, like you son of a bitch, you, yeah.
people don't realize like so it's a real thing. Like it's all curses have to do with dark divisive energy.
Okay.
Period. Like there's no God in cursing. Like there just doesn't it just doesn't
Yeah. Yeah.
together. There's no light. So it's a dark thing. There's certain like I don't want to get too much into it, but like certain thing like voodoo and other dark magic things, like there's like there's a technical ways to do it.
Hmm.
But when somebody's just like, you see like in these movies and a lot of people from like Middle East or whatever, like Greece or like I curse you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real though. It
Yeah.
actually does that. But people can curse people more than they realize. You don't have to say I curse you. You don't have to use the word
Hmm.
curse to actually have a curse. But it always happens when somebody gets wronged, so to speak, when somebody does something and they get like their feelings hurt, betray a trust. And so the situation is so basically if curses come from the dark side, the opposite, the removal of curse has come from the light side. So early,
Well, you're, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
right? No, you go ahead.
Things are popping. Like I feel whoever this, I think I'm wrong. I think this is my grandma's side. I think it's the good side, like the wealthy, because I think that's why he got trusted to be given the money. He was somebody on that side. That wouldn't have happened on my grandpa's side. Nobody would have. I feel he was doing well, and that's why he was, or they thought he was doing well, and he was able to do that. And I feel somebody rather lost their life or almost lost their life because of it. It's sorry, as you're talking, it's just it's coming up, but
Yeah.
like I feel like somebody got shot or somebody got like yeah, that's yeah, it's coming up now and it's directing over to that side now. That I have feelings about my grandfather's side, but I'm feeling that's maybe why they were trusted to have the money and to do this because everybody thought they were doing so well and they were a good family. And that yeah, sorry, that's it's just leading over
No, you're
that way.
good.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter where it goes. It could be both sides, one side or other. Either way, it's all getting cleared.
Yeah.
So you said something earlier, like things are happening, or like that one night, or something like God or
Hmm.
whatever up there. Like I don't have to wake up. So what's your relationship right now with God, the divine, infinite?
The lot changed a lot. So I'm a complete from what I was 2 years ago. Like my wife has told me like 6, 7 months ago, she's like you are not even the same person anymore. Like you're a completely different person. Um, I have heard my wife and like friends and stuff, they talk different, they say different things. Like there's been a switch over, like it's happened. And I said, was it a good thing or a bad thing? She goes, you take things a lot more serious as in like I see things. Like I feel things, I feel people. I can talk to you for 3 seconds and I would instantly gone, this isn't going to work. Sorry. I can feel that from people now, and I've been doing it for about a year. And that's awesome. I mean, it's good and bad. Like, but like I've had the clearings. I walked away from 95% of my friends, like my old friends, family members, stuff. Like, um, there's been a huge change in everything in the last yeah,
Yeah.
6 to 8 big good breakthroughs, and then you feel the blissful part where like this is amazing, I'm learning all this stuff, and then they go, by the way, you've got to deal with this shit. It's just like hammers you down. So yeah, my wife said I'm a completely different person now. Um, I feel different, I act different. Um, I'm not. I used to be a habitual people pleaser since I was a little kid, like yes to anything. And pardon my French, but like somebody will say something out, like one of my wife's friends or something that bothered her, and I go, fuck off, get out of here, get out of your life." She's like, "What?" Like, yeah, stop. It's just enough. So that part's it feels great, but it's 40 years of built up that sometimes I let it out, maybe when I should just take a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, huge, massive changes in the last, definitely the last year and a half, probably in that sense. And
That's
so my spiritual like I I 100% believe in God and the universe. And I'm not a church guy. I don't believe I've been to church with my wife. She's Catholic, and I can't sit and I can sit there for 5 minutes. I'm like, this is such a joke. Like I believe in I do I believe the organized religion, not for me. The
yeah.
spiritual, the God and universe, or it's part of us. And 100. It's yeah. My relationship is getting much better. I'll talk to God, I'll talk to the universe. If I ask for stuff, it shows up. Like I've done the white feathers and all that kind of stuff. And it used to take a week. Now it takes 3, 4 hours. If I ask, show me like my job right now, show me, I really know I shouldn't be here, but just give me that nudge to let me know. And in the last week, I lost my work truck because they said they're not giving them out to people anymore. So I don't have a vehicle to go to work anymore. They're not giving us our raises that we get every year. They decided not to this year. The workload's gone from 8.5 hours a day to 12 hours a day, like all within a week. And my wife's like,
Well,
well, you asked for your reason not to be there anymore. And I think that's pretty good. So yeah,
yeah.
like, yeah. So I have a very deep and uh, still trying to figure it out. You're like, use your logical brain obviously tries to make you think of stuff that you try and get over. Um, but no, my connection is much better than it ever was ever in my life in the last couple of years for sure.
So if I were to give you like a spiritual tape measure,
Hmm.
and I'd say like how many right now in this present moment, how many feet, meters, miles, light years is the divine presence away from you right now?
Far away.
This moment.
Right now, it feels very close. I can feel it in my chest because we're having this conversation. Because I'm talking with you, and it feels very like it's here. I know there's stuff here. I feel it. Yes, 100%. When you're alone sometimes and those things are hammering you, you want it to feel really close, but it feels so far away, even though it's like I said, things that need to happen for the right reasons. But it's so hard to think that way sometimes when you're going through the worst stuff. But right now, I can feel like my chest. I feel it 100%.
So it's inside your heart center. Is it inside the
Yeah.
room?
Yes. Since you asked me who I think it is in the family, it's things are around me is coming to me 100%. Yeah.
Can you ask for that presence? You can, and just it'd be easy just to visualize it as golden light. Just imagine it like every square centimeter of the
Hmm.
house you're in right now. Just like every single and whoever's all in it, just completely fill up and surround everything.
With just like a golden,
Golden
yeah.
light. You're not doing it,
Like
you're asking it for it to be done. Because you can't force God, control
right,
God.
yeah.
You can only guide or suggest or direct. You can direct the divine. You can't control.
Okay, I can feel that. Yeah, I can feel it. It's almost like it's coming. It feels like it's coming out of me, like kind of.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, like bubble, like a boom, boom, like through the head. Yeah.
So ask for, so if God is a mathematical equation, God is the plus sign and
Hmm.
the multiplication sign. The opposite of God is like the opposition, let's call it. And that symbol is in the minus sign and the division sign.
Hmm.
So we always want to multiply the divine. We always want to multiply light. So ask for all of that as that's in and surrounding you right now. It's infinite intelligence. It has all the answers and all the resources. You can just ask for like almost like a copy and paste, like copy that exactly. We're not going to take it away, just copy it, which multiplies it and send a version of that back into this time period with your ancestors. So basically, it just surrounds them and surrounds that situation and ask the divine presence to set right the relationship. If the money was taken, it was exchange of hands, ask the divine presence to pay out of the infinite source of wealth back to whoever got wronged in a way that would not only benefit them, but their ancestral lineage tenfold. So it actually is a great return on an investment in a non-linear way. And then you
Like
can go ahead.
it's like fast forward movie clips in my head. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you can also ask the divine presence to give your ancestors the ability unconditionally to receive and give wealth, divine wealth consciousness. Just literally ask, I need you to instill and install divine wealth consciousness within me, within them, within every single one of my ancestors. I cannot do this, but I can ask you to do it for me now, for us.
Full shiver. I can just see him handing over like a bag of money now to the other guy.
And then ask for your ancestors to receive the ability from the divine to seek forgiveness and to forgive themselves. Because if he got cursed, he took the money and then he got cursed,
Mhm.
and he's like, oh, this like I'm cursed, like screw you for cursing me, whatever. Just
Hmm.
ask the divine to give both parties the ability to forgive, divine ability to forgive and seek forgiveness, just to install it within both of them now, the both of each of all of you.
Seems like a much more pleasant interaction now.
And then also, almost as if both parties have their poker hands close to their chest to lay down the hands on the table, metaphorically, to say, here's what was going on in my world, why I asked for the money. Here's my intention. Like, I 100% believed I was going to give my best
Hmm.
try, but nobody taught me how wealth works. Nobody in my history, my ancestors taught me, loved me, cared about me enough to show me. So I was betting on myself, but I did it for my family. What would you do if you were me? And the flip side of the conversation too could be like, I worked my butt off and worked on wealth consciousness to have this wealth. And I saw that you were in need and you looked me in the eye and said that you were going to pay me back. And I need the money to come back to me because I need to also reinvest in other things and other people. It's not just about money or me, it's about other people. So rob that from me. Can you see from my point of view? So it's just all the cards are on the table and there's no judgment and there's nobody to blame because everybody's getting paid tenfold from the situation. Like, people, you can profit from curses, you can profit from poverty. That's the whole goal, actually. But you can only do that with the divine presence, period.
It almost feels like I'm there because I've been through that exact loop. It makes sense now. I've been through that exact loop myself in my life a couple times.
And many other ancestors too.
Yeah, it feels like it literally feels like it's like I can see them sitting at like a harvest table, like a picnic table, having that chat. And but now the sun is shining from one side and they're happier. But I feel like I'm sitting at the table. They can't see me, but I'm like sitting at the table doing the same thing.
And what would happen? What would it feel like, look like, sound like if the divine hand grabs golden scissors and just cuts sacredly all those loops for every one of your ancestors now? or and redirecting the loops, whether they're cut or not, to the path of cooperation, divine cooperation, wealth consciousness, win situation for all parties involved. If you don't know, ask the closest, highest consciousness expert. So teaming up.
Or it's getting me emotional. I can feel
Yeah.
it
Allow your
feels
body.
good. It feels good, but it feels I'm going through like my great grandparents, my grandparents, my mom, like all that stuff, and I can just feel the pain.
And ask that golden light to completely surround and go inside of all of that pain, all of that hurt, all of that confusion, all of that loneliness, all of it.
The emotion, the emotion I get from every single one of them, all of them, is the exact same. That it's almost like it's almost like it's wasted their entire life.
And just allow your body to experience what they didn't have the ability to experience because we must feel it to heal it. And once our nervous system fully processes anything, it becomes free. That's what we did when we were babies. We fell down, go boom, we cry, we cold, poopy pants, whatever. We couldn't communicate, we'd cry, and then we were done. Like you fully experience it and we move on. There's no carryover. But as adults with egos coming in the picture around 2 years old, then there's the ability to not experience, to resist. But that's just a option. It's also option to
Mhm.
experience resistance. But
Oh, I know that one. I know that one really well.
yeah. But what happens when you put one hand on your resistance and you put one hand on the divine and you ask the divine to put one hand on the resistance?
I can see like I can see the chord. It's kind of like the chords. The chords in my visualizations are always red chords between my family members. They're always red, and they're cutting the one with like my great great grandparents, and I can just feel like a. Now it's going down to my grandparents, like my grandmother, my grandfather. And they feel the same. Like they're just able to take a breath finally.
And feel free to like allow your body to do that for each level of dissension, of relax, of release. Just it's like downshifting a gear in a way.
I see, yeah. It's a sometimes it's a tension you don't even know you have until it's not there. And then you go,
Yep.
oh, this is what relaxing feels like. My
Yeah.
jaw is not tight, my chest. The hardest one to cut is my mom.
Well, guess what? You don't have to cut it and you can't cut it. Ask for the divine to cut it for the both of you. And there's other ways besides cutting. There's lasering, there's freezing and chiseling with like hitting with a hammer. There's stretching it down until it becomes so small it just boop, like a hair.
I was gonna say it's the people who have passed away seem to be the easiest one because they're ready for it. They're like, yes, we've been waiting for this.
So what is it, according to the divine, what is it that your mom needs to receive or release in order to let it go now? Self-forgiveness, self-love, understanding, or something else?
Very hard to see. My mom's always been that the entire world's against her since she was a kid, and it's hard to.
Okay. Ask the divine to go in between her and the world that's against her. Ask her to surround her. Ask her to surround the world that's against her. Ask the divine to go inside of her. Ask the divine to go inside of the world that's against her.
Feels like she needs love and I don't know like gentleness. I can see her as a little kid and everything is just rough. Like everything is she's got that wall and like that armor surrounding her whole life to be rough and tough to bounce off of, you know what I mean? Like nothing's been gentle for her.
And we build armor to protect us from getting further hurt. We get hurt and then we build armor to get protects us to get further hurt. The issue with that is if we do it as a youngin, a 4 year old or whatever year old, it's not well thought out. And so we block everything from hurting us, but we also block the divine from even coming to help. So it's kind of like a Rambo getting
Yeah,
shot, taking out the bullet, and then putting the big blade in the fire, then cauterizing the wound.
yeah.
It's like, ugh. But it's like, so it's not going to get worse, but it's not going to get better.
And
So
she projects it to everybody too, so it gets worse for everybody. Like her, it's like she's got the armor, and then she's got a layer of this energy to push everybody away as well.
the armor waterproof.
Is it waterproof? Uh, I don't think so. I don't feel that. I don't know. I
If
don't
she
think
were to
so.
like go in water, would any water get in? Like touch her skin?
He, I think so. I
So
think
you can
so.
ask the divine to shrink down to the molecular size of water or smaller to go into the nooks and crannies and completely touch every part of her skin with divine protection, divine mother, divine father, protection, gentleness, and they can protect her and they can remove her from that time period into a better space and a better time. That is literally the opposite now. All parts of
Hmm. I see that. Yeah, can feel that.
and nobody's going to force her, not even the divine, to take off the armor. But when she's ready, they can help her, but not before the exchange of like you asking the divine, I need you to be her protection.
I need the divine to be her protection because I can't do it anymore. I've had to do it for 40 years, and that's the other part that can, out of all the stuff I'm going through, I have to take care of all her stuff. I just can't do that anymore.
So take the role of being her protector in your hands
Hmm.
now. Tell me how much does it weigh?
All of it.
So hand that over to the divine and say, here, this is now, I hand this over, like with your physical hands, do it. Give it to the divine, say, I give this to you. You are the protector. I did my best and I did it out of love to the best of my ability, but this is your responsibility. I wasn't built or born for this. You are.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that feels complete. Sorry.
Sorry about what.
I don't know. That's I'm Canadian. That's what we do.
So just try it again. So rewind 10 seconds instead of saying sorry, say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So if you're late, I'm sorry for being late. The reframe is thank you for your patience. If you say something that I'm not gonna say wrong, but incorrectly,
Hmm.
you can just reframe. Oh, let me say it this way. A better way to be this. So again, there's a time and place to say sorry,
Hmm.
but if you don't really mean it, don't say it because then it just devalues
Okay.
actually saying sorry. But see if you can 90% reframe your I'm sorry for thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
blank. Thank you for this because it just feels better. Sorry is generally when people use it, they contract, which is the opposite of the divine. It's expansive.
Yeah.
And
My
it's like,
wife used to say that to me. She says, she goes, you always, if you're in an argument, you say sorry, but. She goes, as soon as you say but, the sorry doesn't mean anything. I go, oh, that's fair.
yeah.
Oh,
And it's never I'm sorry, but it's I'm sorry for.
okay.
I'm sorry for lashing out, for being mean, for not being insensitive, whatever it is. But like, and this is what I'm going to do, work on so it doesn't happen again next time.
Gotcha. Okay. I think that was part of the habitual people pleasing for years is you just say sorry for everything, no matter what it is. Yeah.
But the thing is, if you say I'm sorry, it's not just I'm sorry about what I said, it's my whole entire being is sorry. That's
Okay.
the issue. It's like I am sorry, like
I'm everything.
sorry ass or whatever it is, like, but it's just it's contracted, not like, oh, I'm sorry, like um the North Face. I can only see the North, but I know what it is, but like, oh, the North
Oh,
Face.
wait.
Um, that's uh that's like that's a baseball team, right? Oh no, it's actually oh sorry about that. Okay. So like I'm just making up something, but
Yeah.
if I'm saying sorry about what I said or sorry about a behavior, but it doesn't mean my entire existence and being is sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's what people say, not knowing it. And so instead of like, thank you, oh yeah, thanks for correcting me, instead of, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get it wrong. Oh, thanks for enlightening me. It's just, it feels better.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling inside right now?
Drained, but in a good way. That takes that
You've
stuff.
been this for so long, and then now you're doing
Yeah.
this. It's like he's got to
Yeah.
get a deep breather.
Yeah. It's like I could feel the I can still feel it in my chest, but it's more like, okay, we're draining this out. We're clearing all this stuff and oh, we should learn this stuff in school, eh?
You know, that's what I feel. It's so interesting because like if I was in charge, like if boom, I was in charge of the whole world's
Yeah.
education system, I there's nobody that can come up with a better idea than this. I would say, what are all the adults struggling with?
Hmm.
Let's teach the solution to the kids
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and the adults too. Why stop learning? I mean, school and learning are not synonymous, but why stop learning? But yes, they should teach us in school, but humanity is one big giant organism at different levels of consciousness.
Hmm.
Like you said, this last year and a half or 4 years, like you became just recently awakened. People are popping like popcorn, where it's like I can't do the same thing over again. Like there's something inside of me. There's these feelings that I haven't been dealing with. I got to find solutions. These
Hmm.
people that I've been hanging with, like I can't hang out with them anymore. I got to quality over quantity. So it's just that this awakening process is happening for the
Yeah.
species. And when people wake up, some people have bad breath, some people stub their toe, some people are bad, like morning people. So it's different. Some people just get right
Hmm.
up. But yes, that I feel like it'd be nice if they did. It's just humanity's not there yet. So let's just do it here.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I have my wife said that to me as well when we were at a wedding and I was talking to somebody and I just walked away. So I just instantly felt just like that was kind of rude. I'm like, I don't care. Just I'm out. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, it just didn't look very well. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Yeah, it's not my vibe. So
And you can use humor with it too. It's just like, I have diarrhea, I have to go now. Like you can just
right? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
you have diarrhea right now, right now.
Immediately. Yes, I
I'm
have to
gonna go.
go.
Or we can hold hands while I diarrhea.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm gonna go. Can have fun with it too. Yeah. 'Cause, 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 yeah. '
Yeah, I don't. When you can't explain, it's just somebody who has no clue what you're talking about or thinks you're crazy. You can't talk about it. Like they just,
Yeah.
what do you do, right? So,
Yeah, but
um,
then they could say, "What's wrong with crazy?" It's like, "What's wrong with crazy?"
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
And I think one of my like when it first all started happening, everything like changed and everything. I was like, I really want to. I was you just want to help people. And you go, okay, if this is working for me, I just want to help people. And then, but that drastically changed after a year or two. I was like, no, I want to help people that are willing to start trying to help themselves. Because if you try and help everybody, which I did, it's a losing battle because there's people that just don't want to be helped. There's people that don't, they don't want your help or they don't want, I've learned that over the last few years as well. So, um, yeah, it's a definitely a learning curve to figure out what to do.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you did an
Yeah.
amazing job today.
So thank you. Yeah. I said when I started doing this that I'm 100% in. Like, so when I used to do my old ones, I just, she's like, whatever even sounds nuts, what's going on in your head right now, tell me exactly what it is right now. And it would just be this. But the more you talk about it, the more it opens up to go, okay, well, now you can, okay, so you're, okay, here you go, here you go, here you go. And yeah, I have most of the time now, for the last, like I said, couple of years, I have extremely vivid dreams. I've had dreams where I feel like I'm literally there, but in a different timeline, and I'm living other things and going through stuff. And that's been a hard one to figure out because you just wake up and you're like, pretty sure I was there, and I wasn't in bed. So yeah, so yeah, that's a big learning one too, is how to deal with all the dreams and stuff that come to you.
Yeah. And with what we cleared, healed, released, upgraded today, what do you feel like that's going to do to the relationship of these patterns, like of here's this money that you owe me, here's this money you owe me. Like, what is that? How does that feel different moving forward?
Um, when I do something, it just feels like that it's like things are gonna happen no matter. It doesn't matter how open you are and everything's good state. Everything feels perfect. You're still gonna stuff happen, and it feels more like I can handle this stuff. It's easier to walk through than it used to be. Instead of breaking down and going, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen?" Blah, 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 blah. So worst case scenario, like I feel like if we have to sell my mom's house and do all this stuff, it'll work out. We figured it. We will figure it out.
How do you feel it's going to be different with your relationship with the divine working consciously, especially during those times when things come up? Like sometimes life, we get surprised, bamboozled, like, oh, brings up a younger, disconnected part, so to speak, and then
Hmm.
it instantly pushes the divine like into the universe or stratosphere or something like that.
Hmm.
And in that moment, you can still, even if you're not feeling it,
Yeah.
feeling disconnection, you're feeling divine's far away, doesn't matter. Cool. It's actually good to be aware of that. Then ask,
Yeah.
I need you to come into this room. The only issue is if your mind's trying to do it, it won't work. You can't like you can't mentally force God in the spiritual world. They're not even in the same
Yeah.
world. But you can ask, I need you to come into this room. I need you to come inside. I need you to surround and go inside of this disconnection.
Yeah.
At least put a hand on it. Because if it puts a
Yeah.
hand on it, then
Please.
it
Yeah.
melts.
Yeah, no, and I found that the last few months because like I said, or not even since we spoke the first time, um, that it's cranked up to the point it's never cranked up to before. I'm like, okay, and it does. Like, your head gets so like I started getting tinnitus in both ears, like that rain that never stops, and that happened for like a month or two, and I'm like, my stress levels are just so high that I can't feel like I can't connect anything because I'm all in my head, and everything's just like that. And so I was trying to like ground myself and go, okay, we've been through bad stuff before, we can do this. And then after a couple of days, just like, okay, the nervous system kind of calms down, my breathing gets better. And then once I can get out of my head, then I can deal with it more. Like feel I can bring it in closer.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor if like anything remotely comes close, comes back, not even back because void is permanent, but the other stuff new stuff can come up or deeper stuff. Just
Yeah,
let me know. We'll team up and I'll help you out
that'd
because
be amazing. Yeah.
yeah, you got a lot of light to share in the world and, leading of your family. And so,
Yeah. And I'm trying. Yes, that I'm working towards. So I want to actually get into this kind of work or something. I haven't, I'm trying to figure it out, because I'm still healing and going through my stuff. So, um, but that's something I think I do very well at. And I've done every other job that I don't like. So I know, I know I don't like that stuff anymore. Um,
Well, it
yeah.
just
So
so
it's
happens that we have a complete training system to learn actually
nice.
how to do like basically start. It's our level one coaching. And
Hmm.
it's heart-centered neurolinguistic psychology. So heart-centered NLP, and you start by learning like how the mind works, how communicate, fundamentals of communication, how the mind works, all these things. And then you start to like it's build yourself up first because that's how it works. And then you start to practice
Yep.
other people. We call it growth work. And then it's a certification. And some people that they build successful businesses from that. Other people, well, we have higher level training. Level two is hypnotherapy,
Yep.
which we started, which is that you do the foundation, and the more training you get, the more impact you make. But then we have a
Yep.
business side for it too, for people who
Yep.
actually I want to actually do this for either a side hustle part time or full time. And so
Yeah.
it's
Nice.
everything that we've done, I've my 28 years of experience of coaching, worked with 7,200 clients. Um,
Nice.
I say this and it just is what it is. Like I've earned millions of dollars within the coaching industry. A lot of
Yep.
and a lot of people they quit certification. 85% of people that get certified, they quit within the first like 16 months.
Yep.
And so it's like, well, we did it. We broke through. We found a way. Let me put it like actually in a program. This is what we did. And if you are passionate about it and you're divinely called to it and you replicate these steps, you will become successful. So
Nice. I like that. That's good.
you got we got what you need if you're ready to start to learn and grow and get it for yourself. And yeah,
Awesome. No, that's good. Yeah, that's it's funny because I was asking today, like, because I don't need the whole plan. I need a step. I need the first step. I'm trying to figure it out. But then I find the more you push yourself to go, what is it? What is it? What is it? You just get it calm down and ground and figure it out and and take a breath. So but I've always been like, we've got three kids. Can you hear my kids, by the way? I hope not.
nah, they're fine. No, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's like they're downstairs fighting with my daughters.
Zoom does a great job of like
Yeah.
deleting of it. So yeah, you're
Perfect.
good.
Okay. Yeah, they're in the basement fighting right now. They just came up and I'm like, stop, what are you doing? So, um, but sorry, what were we just talking about? Just the
The first step.
oh
You
yeah,
want
yeah, and that's that's the hardest part is you're asking like, what do I do? What do I do? So just give me something to show me what to do here. But there you go. Maybe this is it. Maybe that's the what I was asking for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We just like we can, like I said, a lot of people they get either will watch one of our videos or they get a direct experience and they're like,
Yep.
it just wakes them up and like, I want this. And that's what happened for me. Like when
Yeah.
I didn't even receive any of this coaching and I saw my mom go through it. She had mental illness and all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
I think she was around 51, 52 years old at the time, and she grew in the first 6 months of the 13-month training, more in six
Yep.
months in the first 51 years of her life. And I'm like,
Oh wow.
don't know what this is, but I need it. Like, and I was like, this is just where I was at that time. I was 24. I said, with all due respect, mom, like if this can help someone like you, if I learn this stuff, I'd be able to help so
Oh,
many.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
always feel I've been like I feel like I'm the one in our family. Nobody it sounds horrible, but a lot of people in my family, my aunts, they haven't done anything, and they've never. I mean, it's just the normal go to work, pay your bills, do whatever kind of thing,
yeah,
and then my grandparents, like I said, succeeded very well, and then they got hammered. So I was like, oh God, so I'm the only one to go to college. I'm the only one to have a degree and do all this stuff, and same thing. I feel like I'm floating. Everything I tried just gets hammered down. Every I had a job where I've made 30 grand a year and I've made 170 grand a year. And they both sucked because the more I made, it's just like I said, I'd wake up and somebody's like, by the way, you owe me $10,000 or whatever, just the craziest thing.
yeah,
And it's so deep, it's so demotivating because you're like, well, I might as well just make 40 grand a year. Well, why would I want to make 200 grand a year when it just disappears no matter what I do, right? So
right.
I knew it was the internal stuff. I knew I was like, I work super hard. I do all the things that you're supposed to do. And then one day I was just like, I can't do this. This isn't there's something else it used to feel like there's like a puppet master behind me. He's like, okay, try this, and then ha ha ha, ha, go take you backwards, and it was just infuriating because you just couldn't figure it out. And then I realized you can't figure it out until you go inside and find it's not an external thing. Yeah. So no, it helped immensely. There's like I said, there's still a long way to go, but there's yeah, it feels much better than it did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, like I said, if you're ready to have a conversation in the future, we can get you set up and
Hmm.
go through all the details. And then like
Yeah.
it's I mean, we talked about the enrollment process, a lot of awesome videos online. We meet actually a
Yeah.
couple times a month, like to actually work with
Yeah.
people, a private Facebook group where you get all these questions answered. And it's just really the intention is to you to get the tools, the training, the support you need to actually become
Yeah.
the man that you were born to be.
Awesome. That's yeah. That's what everybody should want, right? That's
That's what I want, and I want that for everyone, but I
Mhm.
accept where everyone's at. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's when they're ready. Everyone wants it when
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
ready.
Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't like I got a large sum of money a few years ago as well, about 3 years ago. And I have the best mentors. We're getting into real estate and house flipping, doing all this stuff. And within 8 months, and that's one of the times when I just went, I can't do this anymore because it was just I was working so hard and I had the best team set up and it should have been a massive success. And instead, it just felt like stripped away from me so fast that I couldn't succeed on it. And that's when I stopped and went, okay, wait, something's wrong. Like something's not jiving inside. I don't know what it is, but we got to figure this out because I'm not I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing the right things. I have the right team. I have all this stuff, and still nothing's working. So that's when I figured out, okay, hold on,
Yeah.
we gotta take this in a different direction here. So hopefully everybody reaches that point at some time, but
Yeah. Yeah.